I'm going to tell you a little bit about how awesome he is. So it'll be brief because I'm not going to read the whole thing because even though he doesn't want me to read it, it's really long. So I'll edit down a little bit. But Dr. Jimmy Davis brings the diversity of his professional experience to provide the personal touch and business understanding to today's leaders. He began his career as a consultant working with companies like Bell South, UPS, and the American Cancer Society, where he provided leadership on organizational development, employee satisfaction, and leadership development initiatives. Jimmy then transitioned his career to several posts at the Home Depot, and then in 2010 started his own consulting company called Blacksmith Consulting. In order to bring his skills to small businesses, not-for-profit organizations, government, and educational institutions, he's developed this organization to help select, assess, and develop leaders in these places. He also brings his tremendous knowledge and personality to our future leaders by teaching at Clark Atlanta University. Jimmy Davis holds a MS and PhD in industrial organizational psychology from the University of Georgia. He also holds a BA in psychology from Morehouse College. So as you can see, he's very well credentialed and ready to bring an amazing experience to us. Many of you will remember him, as we've alluded to, from our February session. And as I mentioned, we're bringing him back by popular demand. So we hope that you enjoy the rest of this session. And I bring to you Dr. Jimmy Davis.
I appreciate you. Good morning. How are you? Some of you are like, man, I'm stuck here now. I'm already in here in the back, don't want to leave yet. All right, so I am super excited to come today for this talk about emotional intelligence, and thank you those who are calling in. We're going to keep you abreast, and so we'll sort of get into it. The ground rules, if those of you remember from last time, the ground rules. Cameraman got to stay with me because I walk. First, you're going to have to participate because I don't like talking to myself. You're going to have to laugh. Why? Because I like making jokes. Third, this is a safe space, right? So we're going to talk about some difficult conversations and difficult sort of topics. And so what I like to do is create an environment where what we talk about here mostly stays here. You know, we don't think about sharing the interesting stories or caveats or role plays or anything that we've experienced here. So, you know, we have some Vegas rules. And lastly, there will be homework. Why? Because I'm a professor and I like it. There will be homework. There will be something for you to do when we're done with this. So we talked about the concept is emotional intelligence. So I try to create a simple definition for it. So as you can see here, it's the ability to manage emotions in oneself and others to reach desired outcomes. Who says, like, I have this? No one's emotionally intelligent? We're all, I don't want to use that word, but emotionally slow? No? Just me? Emotional intelligence is really this idea of, like, do you understand how you feel in the workplace? We don't really talk about feelings a lot, right? But how do I feel? Did I have a good day today? Did I have a terrible day? Did that meeting really mess me up? What about that meeting for my coworker or for my partner? And so what I want to do is sort of talk about this, define it. We're going to talk about some other things. But first, we have an activity. I said you have to participate, right? So those of you who have your lunches and stuff, you're going to have to put those down for a second. Just going to bear with me. Those of you on the phone, I'm going to give you a couple instructions. On the phone, I want you to think about 10 people who you interact with every day for this exercise. Those of you on the video, if you're in a video conference room, you can do this exercise in your conference room. So everyone's going to have to stand up, which is going to requires movement. You should move towards the stage because you're going to be on the stage. That means come from out the aisles and down towards the stage. Participation. You're like, God. Someone's like, man, this is some nonsense. I'm never coming back again. All right, step on the stage. Step on the stage, please, please, please. Everyone on the stage. I'm going to move to the back so I can see it. Look at these beautiful faces and some of your other faces that you're making because you don't want to be up here. Some of y'all thinking about that outfit now. Right? All right. Using that X as the middle room, as our middle marker, right? I want you, if you're on, I'm going to give you a question. I want you to stand on either side of the room based on the question, right? So, if you are from the Midwest, I want you to be on this side. If you're from anywhere but the Midwest, I want you to be on that side. However you define Midwest. The X, yeah. All right, we're following directions. We're following directions. We're good. Everyone's in a mix. This is good to see. All right, if you are a woman on this side, man on this side, that requires movement. Women on this side, men on this side. The side that you're not on, sir. All right, all right. If you went to predominantly a state school versus a different school, so state school, Michigan, Michigan State, University of Michigan versus like Morehouse, Clark, or private, public versus private, fine, we can do it that way, it doesn't matter. Public versus private, public on this side, private on this side. Private schools, those of you who have a lot of money, those folks, those who you can cut a check, pay attention because this could be some valuable information later. All right, you're just in the middle. You went to both schools, sir? just trying to have some fun. Just trying to have some fun. All right. I'm trying to think of my next one. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. If you manage people or individual contributor? This side for managing people, this side for individual contributor. Some of y'all are tired of walking already. I like your strategy. Just gonna straddle the X. That's dope. I'm with you. I'm with you. All right. All right. All right. This might no. I want to do a testy one because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. So last one. If you have children or do not have children. Those of you who don't have kids are like, thank you, Jesus, for no children. All of y'all with children are like, man, look at this gang of people who have children. Dope. Are you confused, sir, if you have them or not? Are you claiming them? Yeah. Maury has not come back with the results yet. All right. So now you go back to your seats. So think about the different times that you had to move. Thank you for all that participation. Think about the different times you had to move. Based on the demographic fault line, just a question, what I like to do with this exercise is just a question that sort of shows where our divides are. In some places, we're the same. In other places, we're not. How did it feel when you were in the minority? Felt awesome? Yes, sir.
Felt like every day.
Felt like every day. Okay. You got some issues we need to talk about? All right. Did I increase your struggle today? All right. I'm sorry. That wasn't my plan. All right. So how did it feel? How did it feel being in the majority? Normal? How did it feel? So if I'm on a side where it seems like the women outnumbered the men, all right? How did it feel when you're like, man, we were in the majority. We got this thing covered. Or you're like, man, this is just empowering. Why? Power in numbers. Okay. How did it feel for the people who said children versus no children? You wanted to get rid of your kids? Dope. What were you going to say?
No, I didn't realize how many people did not have children.
Really? That could be a little surprising how many people don't have children. So what I like with this exercise is there is diversity amongst all of us in a lot of different ways, all right? And depending on the topic and depending on the issue, we're on different sides. It's not a black-white issue. It's not a have and have not issue. Every sort of demographic fault line, as we say, can cross some of different groups, right? I can be in the majority on one topic and in the minority on another. And in my emotional feelings about that also vacillate, right? If I'm in the majority, I'm like, yes, I am winning. If I'm in the minority, I'm like, damn it again. I felt that. I don't like this feeling. Fear, anxiety, all those different types of things start to spar up. And if I'm on the side, I don't have children, right? So the side with no children, I was a little excited, right? Because I'm like, man, I don't want that problem. Right? But the moment I have children, I'm moving to this side. And now it's like collective, I got a group of resources to talk about kids with. We do this in the workplace too. When we bring our full selves to work, we think about what does it feel like to sort of have these different topics we can talk about. Notice nothing I talked about was a technical issue. It's not about marketing, it's not about finance, it's not about human resources, any of those things. These are human issues, are human pieces of it. So EQ is seen as the fundamental key to success in leadership, and it can be learned. I was asked this question earlier. Can it be learned? Absolutely, it can be learned. Why? Because the more we become aware of ourselves, the more our EQ can increase. The more we become aware of others, the more our emotional intelligence can increase as well. And so it's working with people, not just about being nice. Those of us who think, oh, I just have to smile at work and I'll be good. Nope, not just that, but also managing our own emotions. What are the things that trigger emotions in the workplace? Failure. What else? Oh, glad we started with that one. Wow. All right. Success. Thank you. Some positive stuff. What else? Conflict. Okay. There's some issues here. Kellogg's got some problems we need to work through. I'll come back and help that out too. All right. What else? What are the emotions we have at the workplace? Change, which could bring what? Stress, fear. I feel like this tape is going to trip me. I'm going to be on blooper reel or something. All right. Fear. What else? When the company's doing well and bonuses are coming. Excitement. Somebody spent that money already, right? At least that's what I used to do when bonus time was coming. I had it all calculated. That day was going to come in.